it's Nell, and I've done quite a few videos on aloe vera. Actually, I just did one on planting aloe vera in containers, and today I want to share with you how I use aloe vera, because I actually do. There's only like 6 or 7 ways. I don't have a list of 25 to 40 different ways I use it, and I'm also going to share with you how I store it to keep it as fresh as possible for as long as possible. So stick around for that. So as usual, there is a blog post to go along with this video. It'll have some more information in it. The link to that will be down below and also on our website, joyousgarden.com. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with how I cut it to use it. And this is one of the aloe vera leaves off of my pups that I just planted that broke off in the planting. So I just brought that out. And then this one is obviously one that I bought. You can get them at places like Whole Foods. I used to buy them at the Mexican market in Santa Barbara. I've seen them at the International Market here in Tucson. Natural Grocers has them. So you can find these, and they're inexpensive and they last a long time. So for the video, I just wanted to buy this large one to show you, and I've already used a little bit of it. All right, so I'll swing this around, and this is how I usually cut it. I'll cut off however large a piece I want, and I'll take off the ends, and then I just cut it in half. Or as close to half as I can get. So there you go, and you can see all that gel coming out there, and that of course is what we want. And this I will usually do the same way, except I'll just cut a bigger piece because I like to take the spines off, you know, because it does have these little spinies on the side there. So the first way is if I have a skin irritation. I live in Arizona, so my skin is very dry here, and I also get a rash, or if I get some kind of a bug bite or cut, I will use it straight out of the refrigerator and nice and cool, because that feels good. And I will just you know, rub it on it just like that. And you get quite a bit of gel out of one piece of leaf, you can see. So I haven't even tapped into all the gel in that one. But it takes a little while to dry if you've never used aloe vera before, and you just have to let it dry, or you can work it in to just kind of get it going on in. And when your skin is irritated, the gel and the coolness feel oh so good. And here we go for the beauty segment of the video, which really cracks me up, because my beauty routine is very short. But I will use it on my face about once a week or once every other week, whenever I remember, because it feels good, and it's a nice moisturizer. Just going all over the place, and it feels so nice. It's not that warm today. It's early November, and it's probably about 80, but on those days when it's like 100 or so, whew, this feels so good. And you can also give yourself a little face massage too if you are into that sort of thing. I know a lot of the beauty gurus are. Oh, and what I usually do when I put it on my face is I'll put it on first, and then I'll put the moisturizer over that, because it feels, as you can imagine, it has a little bit of a little slight tacky feeling to it. So I like to put it on before I put my moisturizer or my oil on. Okay, so the third way is on my hair. And I'm not going to do it now, but what I will actually do is I will take a leaf or two, and I'll rub the gel all over my hair and my ends, and then sometimes I'll sleep with it, or sometimes I'll leave it on for an hour or so, and then I will shampoo it out. Now, I'm not going to say that it makes my hair silky smooth, because nothing can do that. I have the kind of crazy flyaway hair. I don't have that silky smooth hair, but it does make it feel better, at least for a few days. So 4 is I also use it as a mask, or added to a mask, and I am out of clay. You can buy like the Amazonian clay. I think the one that I usually buy is like a greenish brown. You can also buy a red, and instead of mixing it with water or whatever, I will actually mix it with the aloe vera gel and make almost like a paste kind of a thing. But I do have a mud mask here, which just happens to be from that area also. It's more of a scrub actually, but you put it on first, and then you let it sit on a bit, and then oops, I should have done this before. I'm obviously not good at multitasking. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of squeeze the gel into it. You can actually do it with the leaf on or the leaf off. This is probably better. Just squeeze it in there, and that gel comes out, and then you just sort of it just forms this nice sort of like a gooey, clay, gritty, wonderful goo, and then you will put it on your face and let it absorb for anywhere from 10 to 25 minutes. Then you can scrub a little bit and then rinse it off, and your face will feel as smooth as a baby's bum. Now that I know. So this way that I use it, I'm not going to show you because it's just too much information, but I've lived in Arizona for a little over 2 years now, and I love to go barefooted, and I also love to wear sandals, and I would wear sandals almost all year long here. But at the end of spring, beginning of summer, I started to get cracked heels. I've never had cracked heels in my life. Ugh, they are painful. Oh boy. So I would rub aloe vera. I would just slather it on my heels especially. And I had a few cracks someplace else, so I would slather it on, and then I would put cotton socks over that and sleep with that. Now, it's not the best feeling, but I am also going to start wearing shoes more here to help combat that, but it really did help with my cracked heel situation. Now, for the 7th way is something I use when my eyes are really feeling dry or puffy, if the wind has been blowing, if there's a lot of allergies around, because we have allergies all year long here, that things bloom in the desert a lot. I will put aloe vera leaves in the freezer for like about 10 minutes, get them nice and cold, and then I will go lie back somewhere like Cleopatra, and I will just put them right here as close up to my eyes as I can get. Oh my goodness. Even this feels good. These have been in the refrigerator. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. No, but that's what I do. And I don't know if I would put them over my eyes. I mean, I don't think the gel would hurt it too bad, but I just prefer to put them under, or I'll just kind of pat them around the eyes at first, so it's nice and cooling, and then you can just kind of work the gel in. And it's magic. See? Don't I look like I'm 25 now? Okay, so the last way that I use aloe vera is in my smoothies. And I don't do this all the time by any means at all. I just do it every now and then. But I just like cut off a bit of this gel part. And you want to use the clear part, this part here, because down under the skin there's a yellow gel that comes out, and it's latex and you don't want that. So don't cut down too deep for putting it in your smoothie. And then you can just put the chunks in. Just like that. It just goes. And you can just like plop them in the blender however many you want to use. That is just fine. But that's nice because it is good for your digestion. I think it's also a little bit of a detoxifier, but you know, they sell the aloe vera juice, so, and the aloe vera gel. So, hey, you might as well just get it straight from the source. Okay, so if you're gonna use it for a smoothie or whatever, you can also do it this way. You can cut the leaf and then you can just scrape out the, you can just scrape out the gel this way here, get some of that good stuff out, and then just put that right in the blender. Just make sure to not scrape too deep. Wow, this has a lot of goo to it, huh? So one other little trick I do when I'm just extracting it out of the leaf, and I think it's all the way, I think all the gel is all the way out, is you can just kind of poke into the aloe vera flesh here, and then you can see how much more gel comes out there. So that's another way just to get a little bit more out of your leaf, especially if you're buying it. You want to get the most bang for your buck. So I just want to show you one more thing before I show you how I store it to keep it as fresh as possible. I put this aloe vera, I cut it up into chunks, and I put it in the freezer I put it in the freezer about 5 days ago, because I've never really frozen it for any longer than a few minutes, just to see how it would do. And the skin gets very thin, and I'm trying to peel this open. There doesn't seem to be as much gel in it if you freeze it. Oh, there's still some there. I don't know. If you have frozen it, if you freeze aloe on a regular basis, it also has quite the smell to it too. I don't know if I'd freeze it, but if you freeze it and you have had success with that, please let us know. Okay, so I'm going to now show you how I store my aloe vera. I take some tin foil and I wrap it around the, oh my gosh. All that gel's coming out. I wrap it around really tight because I want that end to stay as moist as possible. And let's see, I have a big old shopping bag here. Where are my other elastic bands? They must be inside. Anyway, I put an elastic band around here just to make sure that gel stays nice and moist in there. And then I put it in here. I don't have any plastic wrap to wrap around it, and I didn't want to use foil around the whole thing. But then I just try and wrap it as tightly as possible. And into the refrigerator it goes. And for me, it lasts about 2 weeks. And then it starts to get a little funky smelling. So I usually use it before then, so it's not a problem. You could probably also leave it out on your counter this way if it's not too warm for like 1 to 3 days. I imagine it would stay fresh this way also, but I prefer to keep it in the refrigerator because it keeps that gel all nice and fresh and moist. So that's it. How I use aloe vera is pretty simple, and how I store it is pretty simple too. I don't have it on hand all the time, but now that my plants that I just transplanted are really growing, I'll be able to have an endless supply of it Yay! And here is the mama and the babies that I planted in this pot last week, just about 8 days ago. They have settled in beautifully. And by next summer, I will have a plethora of aloe vera right at my fingertips. Now don't forget to check the blog post that goes along with this video. The link to that will be down below. Also, I've done a lot of other videos and posts on aloe vera. I'll leave a few of the links down below, and you can also find them on our website under the succulents tab and also the houseplants tab. So I cleaned up all that wonderful gel. Oh, my hand feels so smooth. And I have brought out my new little variegated aloe to have as a centerpiece. I'm going to be planting it in a pot soon, but there are many, many, many different types of aloes.